Welcome to the LeadHer Shift Podcast. This is what I like to call a safe space. A space for bold women building their power, presence, and purpose from the inside out. A space where we explore what it means to lead with clarity, courage, and conviction. So wherever you are in the world, hey, I'm your host, Alian Ollivierre, and I am super honored that you're tuning in today. So welcome to the LeadHer Shift. I am so happy to have Kelly Morgan here. She's an author. She's a publisher. She's created the author's mic, and she's about to delve into the BTA. And I am so excited to hear even what that's about. I want you to hear what that's about from her voice. So tell me, Kelly, talk to me. What is the BTA?
So BTA is breaking the algorithm. It is a new idea that I came up with. I just launched it. It's a whole platform. So it's not just a one-time thing, a one and done. It's not just another, person out there giving you tips and tricks. This is a thing that we're going to be doing forever. BTA stands for breaking the algorithm. So if you're out there marketing your work and you're tired of following the trend, posting, trying to get on the latest TikTok video, trying to post the latest song, trying to whatever, chasing likes and views or pouring your everything into this post that's good and then you get 2 likes. If that's you, if you are tired of that, then let's break the algorithm. And my thing is there's a lot of things we can do outside of social media to promote our work.
That's so
And so
true.
that's what BTA is. And then we're still going to be using social media, but we're not going to be bowing to the algorithm. We're going to break it, we're going to rewrite it, and we're going to leverage it so that we get to say what the algorithm does. It works for us. We don't work for the algorithm. So that's what
Listen.
BTA is all about.
Listen, I think, so many of us get caught up in the trends, and a
hmm
trend changes almost, it feels like every hour. And so I'm curious, like, why do this? Why take on this feat? What is it that maybe has transpired over whatever period of time that makes you say, you know what, I want to break the algorithm. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of feeling like I have to be in this hamster wheel of what social media throws at me.
Because as an author, if somebody who's out there who's written a book and published a book and I want to sell the book and I want to market the book, but I'm screaming into a void, right?
Mm,
I'm out here, I'm making content. I'm posting every day. I'm doing everything that all the platforms tell me to do. I'm following all of their suggestions and all the trends and I'm looking at all the marketing tips. But it's not selling books. And I thought, well, what am I really posting for? Is my goal a like, a view, or is my goal a connection with the reader? So I had to really
mm,
think about what my goal was. And my goal isn't a like or a view. My goal is to connect with the reader. I wrote the books to resonate with other people.
right.
The when I was writing the book, I wasn't thinking about, ooh, when I post this, I wonder how many views I can get. No, that's what? When I was writing these words, I was thinking, man, I hope these words resonate with someone. And
Mm,
social media is a tool to help me get the book into the right hands, but it
right.
is not the end all be all. Honestly, real readers want to connect with you.
Yeah,
Who
the
are
person.
you
Yeah. Yeah.
as the person? Who is the
Yeah.
person behind the book?
Yeah.
Why did you write the book? What were you feeling when you wrote the book? Blah
Mm,
blah 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 blah. All of that good stuff. I can't get that from a reel on Instagram, but
right.
I can get that if we connect outside of the algorithm. And you know what? That's probably where most of your readers are,
That's true.
outside
That's true.
of the
So
algorithm.
tell me a little bit about the book. What is this book? What's it about, and what inspired you to create it?
So I actually have 2 books, and how even this all author thing even came about is
Yeah.
just a story within itself, right?
Yeah.
So growing up, I
Mm-hmm.
grew up in a place where there's not a lot of people who look like me. Okay, there's not a
Mm.
lot of people who look like me, and I grew up in Salt Lake City, Utah, predominantly all white.
Yeah.
And so growing up, I don't think in hindsight, I don't think I was ever allowed to be me. I
Mm.
always had to be what I was told to be, right? And even coming from people who look like me, because when you grow up in a place that's all white, almost like 85, 90% white. When I went to elementary school, it was just me and my sister as far
Right.
as people of color,
Mm.
right? So you're told what black is,
Mm.
right? This is what black is because black is what we see on TV, black is what we see in
Yeah.
the movies, or you become the spokesperson for
For
everything
everything
black,
black. Yep.
right? So
Yep.
now you're the
Yes.
spokesperson because you're the only black reference that these people have.
Mm.
You don't
Mm.
even know who you are.
Yeah.
I never had the opportunity to be the authentic Kelly, ever. And I
Mm.
didn't even realize this. So I used to write a lot. Writing was my escape. Movies were my escape. I love movies, but I
Mm.
like to write too, right? So I always got a story, always a story in my head. So I always wanted to be a writer. I just never thought about being a published writer because I
Published.
didn't know
Yeah.
how to do that, right? So I always had stories and poems and as far as like me being a poet, I'm one of those sad poets who I write through my pain, right? So
Right.
all my poetry is sad and,
Mhm.
strife and woe is me, but it helps me get back to where I need to be. So
It's
I
like
have,
it's like an
yes, it's
outlet
it's
to
very
of expression.
therapeutic. So
Yeah.
I've always written. I have tons of books just written around with stuff.
Mm.
But when I was really going through a transition where I had left a job that I really thought I wanted. I had
Mm.
played the corporate game and
Mm.
played that and didn't play well in that arena at all. So I was unemployed. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I had time. And I
Right.
and I had this story in my head, and somebody said, "Well, write what you know." I thought,
Mm.
well, people always tell me I sound white. I think I'll write a book called You
Mm.
Sound White. And that's what I did. I wrote a
Mm.
book called You Sound White, all fiction, right? But a lot of the experiences that the protagonist has were my
Yours.
experiences,
Yeah.
her growing up. And the people in the book, it's like an ensemble because I don't know, I like stories with many characters and I like stories where you have different storylines, but they all run together, right? When I was a kid, I would always read a good smut Jackie Collins novel that read like a soap opera. You could read it in 3 days,
Mm.
right? And so that's kind of what you sound. That's just the story I had in my head, and I wrote it. And here's I'll show you, right?
Ah, nice.
Right. So I wrote this book, You
Yeah.
Sound White, and I
Mm-hmm.
was all excited. Wrote this book, gonna be this published author. And I didn't really know what I was doing.
Right.
So I thought, well, everything that I've ever saw, like in the movies and stuff, you go get a publisher. So that's what I'll do. I'll go get
Yeah.
a publisher. It's a
Mm-hmm.
great book. Oh, somebody's gonna snap this up. And I got a lot of no's. I didn't even know.
Mm.
So I knew that you had to do like a pitch letter and send off these emails. So that's what I did.
Right.
Not knowing what I was doing, pitch letter probably not very good because I had no clue, right? And got to mind you, this is 10 years ago. No AI to help me
Mm.
craft this really great email. It's me really trying to figure this out. And I'm sending this off to publishers and agents, right? And I got a lot of no's. I got some feedback, but a lot of no's. But I got this one publisher, this one black guy that said yes to me. And I was like, oh my God. He's like, oh my
But isn't
God.
that interesting though?
Right. He's like, oh my God, this is such a great book, and it's going to be wonderful, and we're going to publish it for you, and we're going to have book signings, and you're going to do book tours, and there's all these wonderful things that we're going to do. They helped me find a cover for the book and everything. It was wonderful. And about a week into this, maybe 10 days, he comes to me and he says, so, how many copies of the books are you going to buy? And I was like, well, aren't you the
How you mean
publisher?
gonna buy?
Right. That's what I said. What do you mean? Me? I thought, he's like, well, yes, I am the publisher and I'm taking on the brunt of all the marketing costs. I just need you to actually buy the physical copies of the books. And it's only going to cost you $700.
Okay.
So, aren't you willing to invest $700 in your future? Well, yeah. Sure, man, you're talking. And mind you, I had bragged to everybody I know that I'm going to be this published author. You could not talk to me, don't say anything. I'm
That's
a
some
published
respect.
author. You know nothing.
Yeah.
Haha, right? And this is my attitude. I'm the shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm it. I'm a published author. I have a publisher. I gave this man $700 and 3 days later he completely ghosted me.
Oh.
Okay. Did not hear from him. I never got any books.
Oh.
Now he had the book and he did publish it on his platform,
Platform.
which means
Mm.
he has my book. He has my book. He has my $700. He's not returning my phone calls. He's not returning my emails. He's
Mm.
just done. And if the book sold anything, I never knew. He just ghosted me. And so now I'm just like, I'm ashamed. Not
Mm.
only am I ashamed, I feel stupid because I can't tell y'all have been bragging for weeks about this,
So
and
you
I
can't
can't
kind of
tell
circle back and be
anybody.
like,
Oh
well,
my God.
this
I just
happened. Yeah.
what do I do? And I'm like in the closet crying. I'm
Yeah.
ashamed. I can't believe I got scammed. I'm a smart, educated person. How could this happen? Who does this? Who
Mm.
scams people like this? I didn't even know this was a
A
thing,
thing.
right? I
Yeah.
had no, I that's how naive I was to this whole publishing game. So naive. And I didn't know what to do. So I felt defeated. I just stopped. I'm like, I'm done. I just forget this. I'm not, you know
Yeah.
what? Whatever. Publishing, just whatever. I'm not going to be an author. This whole thing just sucks. I don't need this. And I just stopped. But I wanted my book back, right? I wanted the book back because people would say, well, Kelly, I saw your book on Amazon and I bought it, da da da. Well, that's great, but
But
I
yeah.
don't want to tell you
Mhm.
not to buy it because, you know, whatever monies he's getting, I know, so I felt so defeated. I reached out to Amazon and they're like, oh, we don't know what to tell you. Oh, well,
Mm.
what do I do? So I thought, well, I'm going to go get a literary attorney. Now, no attorney is going to take me on.
Right.
I'm unknown. I'm broke. I can't afford a literary attorney, but I didn't know what to do. And one attorney took pity on me.
Mm.
He actually emailed me back and said, look, report this guy to the Better Business Bureau and send
Mm.
a cease and desist letter.
This.
And matter of fact, you can use my name. Here's a template. Go for it.
Mm.
And I did. And about a month later, Amazon had wrote me and I had the book back. So it
Nice.
was released.
Nice.
But I still didn't know what to do, right? I still felt stupid and defeated. I pulled the book off.
Mm.
Um, I had gotten a horrible, no, that wasn't yet. The book got okay reviews for what I could read, but I just took it off. I felt defeated.
Right.
And I just stopped. So the book just I didn't do anything with it for a
So
long
I have
time.
a quick question because, a lot of times we pour, and I could hear it even from your voice, like you poured a lot into that book. You poured a lot of how you felt and your lived experiences
Yes.
being kind of that token black girl, and living in an environment that wasn't necessarily centered around your ethnicity and culture and identity. So, you know, when you have another person, because I don't think it was just trusting a publisher, it was the fact that it was a publisher who looked like you and a publisher you felt like, well, we have each other's back in this process. And then this same person, so you kind of get betrayal from one side and you also get betrayal from your own. How do you sit in that? How did you even push through your mindset through the fact that my own did this to me?
You know, in a way, I wasn't really surprised
Mm.
because my own I felt, had never truly accepted me because I sounded white.
White,
My
right?
mannerisms were white. When I did move to
Mm.
Oakland and I moved to an all black area, people looked at me side-eyed.
Strange. Like you
Like,
didn't, you weren't a part of the culture. You weren't,
yes, like
you, yeah.
who are you? Like the minute I open my mouth, it would be like, what, are you the police? Who
Mm,
are you? Why are you speaking so proper?
mm.
Why are you pretending to be something that
Yeah,
you're
you're
not?
not. Right.
Right? I'm not. This is, and slang and all that didn't roll off of my tongue because it's not how I was brought up to
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me less black,
Right.
but you would think that it would because, what you're not, and Oreo and all of those
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So when this dude took me, I can't really say I was surprised. I
Right.
can't say
Right.
I was like, oh, my own, because my own had never fully
Fully
accepted
accepted.
me in my experiences, right? I'm not
Mm.
saying that, our people aren't accepting. I'm saying in my personal experience, the people
Yeah.
that I encountered were
Yeah.
not all of that welcoming to me
Yeah.
all through high school. When I was in high school, my friends were not black. My friends were Mexicans.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the
Yeah.
black girls, I wasn't really black enough. I wasn't acting whatever that should
Whatever
be.
that means. I
You
mean,
know, and
whatever that
as
means.
and the one thing I can say is growing up and with these other people, I think I learned a lot of other things outside of my culture that makes me
Yeah.
the well-rounded person I am
Yeah.
today when it
Yeah.
comes to music,
Yeah.
books, movies, people. I know. You
Yeah.
can give me a Fleetwood Mac song, and I'm like, I know who that is because I grew up with that.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that Billy Joel tune. Sure do. Can probably tell you the whole words, but it
Yeah.
doesn't make me less black,
That's right.
right? Just
That's
because
right.
I know doesn't make me less black. It
Yeah.
actually makes me more well informed, actually.
Mm. And not limited by what society says you are supposed to do
As I
and
would tell
be.
my daughter when we moved
Yeah.
to Georgia and she was in high school, her growing up in Salt Lake City as well. So her sounding very proper and having a good grasp of the King's English, as I
Yeah.
like to say,
Hmm.
right? You don't, she went to the minute that she's dropped into an Atlanta school and started talking, they was like,
What? Yeah.
and I told her she came home like, in tears. And I said, don't dumb that shit down for anybody.
Yeah.
Because one day you're going to need that vernacular to be able to maneuver through these spaces that are not
Listen.
for you. And I'm
Listen.
telling you right now, people of a different shade like to be taught to in a different way.
Way. That's
And
right.
if you think I'm playing, try it. I
Mm.
know.
Yeah.
This is what I would tell her. So don't dumb it down to be accepted. I
Yeah.
know it's hard at that time in your life and you feel like your friends are the most important
Important.
thing in
Hmm.
the world. I get it. But you will find your tribe.
Yeah. You will
You'll
eventually. I
find your
mean,
tribe.
and I sure for you as you navigated a lot of different spaces, especially in corporate. Tell me a little bit about that. Like,
Well, you
did you
know,
come up with some of the same experiences?
corporate, I was usually the only black person working,
Yeah.
especially the black female, the only black female.
Yeah.
And, so a lot of the people that I worked with, I was the reference. I
Mm.
was the reference point,
And it's
you
like you
know.
can't carry a whole culture on your back, right?
Right. And I remember back in the day, I used to have braids as opposed to dreads. And then that's when Whoopi Goldberg was kind of hitting the scene. So now because I have dreads or braids and she has braids, Whoopi Goldberg, boom. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I would get
Yeah.
that reference a lot,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Looking nothing like Whoopi Goldberg, but this is what people saw on TV. And like the people that I worked with, I would ask them and they would be like, well, in high school, there were no black people at my school. I went to
Right.
school and, I went Salt Lake City. It's probably the most diverse city in Utah.
Mm.
So some of these other people that I knew that lived in Utah that went to these other schools outside of Salt Lake, yeah, there were no people of any color out there.
Yeah.
So I would be the first person that they met. I'm the reference point.
Mm.
I'm I'm and because I'm what you see on TV, I should have an attitude, right? Because all black women have attitudes on TV. I should be on assistance. Why? Because all black women have
Mm,
assistants on TV. I
mm,
should be on drugs with multiple children. Why?
children.
Because
Yeah.
all black women on TV are on drugs and have multiple children. I
Yeah.
should know how to dance because why? All black people know how to dance. And I should know how to sing. Why? Because all black people know how to sing.
Mm,
Because this is what they are seeing in movies and TV. The
yeah.
representation of us was never just, I'm just a normal person
Just
out here like
educated.
you,
Yeah.
trying to provide
That's
for
it.
their family, put food on the
Yeah.
table, and I'm just normal, just like you. Same
Yeah.
experiences, same thing. I'm not different because of the color of my skin. And they would say, yes, Kelly, yes, you are. And you need to act different because you can't be like me. You can't
Mm,
possibly have the same experience as me. You're black. You're going to have a black experience.
mm.
Okay, I'm going to have a Kelly experience,
That's it. That's it.
right?
That's it. And so, you mentioned your daughter, and I know it's really important, even as a mother, to instill certain values, especially coming off of the experiences you've had. But who poured into Kelly? Who poured into Kelly as a girl? And
I think my mom did. My mom pushed education on us a lot,
mm,
right? Because knowledge is power. So
right.
the more educated you are, the more that you can maneuver through these spaces. Now I can't imagine what it was like for her in the
Mm.
70s
That's what
in
I'm
Salt Lake
saying.
City,
In Salt Lake,
right?
right?
In the 70s,
Yeah.
right? So she obviously figured out a way to maneuver enough that she chose to raise her family there. People ask me why? Why Salt Lake? I
Because
don't
I was
know.
gonna ask, like,
It
why,
wasn't my
Salt
choice.
Lake?
Wasn't my choice. Though it
Yeah.
was my parents' choice, right? I
Right.
That's where I was born and raised. I
Yeah.
was born in Salt Lake City, which is people are like, really?
That's
I
wild.
didn't know black people lived there. Yeah, I mean, black people live everywhere. Let's not
That's
be
true.
naive to the fact. We
Mm-hmm.
live everywhere, all over the planet. And yes, we do live in spaces where there's not a lot of us.
Mm-hmm.
And as I get older, I have encountered other people that have faced the same obstacles as me. But while I was going through it, it was a very lonely time for me. So,
Yeah,
like
for
I said, I
sure.
wrote a lot. I did a lot of writing. That's why I probably love movies because it was my escape from my reality. I could
Mm-hmm.
go watch a movie for 2 hours and just be someplace else and
Mm,
fantasize or just whatever. Wouldn't have to worry about going back out in this world and now I got to put on this mask and
mm.
go be who these people think I should be. Because if I tell them who I really am, if I
Yeah.
really tell you the music that I like and the things that I like, if I have to code switch for my own people. Okay, so if
Mm,
I if I found myself around a lot of black people, I gotta do black things. I gotta listen to black music. I gotta like black TV. I
mm.
gotta like black movies. If I'm around white people, now I gotta be the educator on black people, on black movies, on black things. I just can't just be,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And I know it must be so difficult for all these years in childhood, in adulthood, in corporate spaces, at home, at school, whatever, feeling like you have to be performative. You in
Yes.
every group that you go in,
Yes,
there's this
you gotta put on the
performance.
mask so I can
Yeah.
be accepted, so that you'll like me. And in doing that, guess what? Guess what you turn into? You turn
Mm.
into a people pleaser. Because
Yes.
you're trying to please everybody so that you will be accepted, so that you can have friends, so that you can be liked, so that you can feel like you are part of whatever.
How do you feel
Right?
about acceptance now, though?
See, that's where we flip the script, right?
Right.
And I will tell you, so I will continue with my story because this all
Mm-hmm.
falls in together. So I get my book back.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of being a published author never left me.
Right.
Always, and I'm the type of person where I'm down, but I'm never down for long,
Right.
right? I might wallow and have my pity moments, but I'm never there for long. It's just not who I am. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to start my own publishing company. I'm going to publish me,
Mm.
right? I'm going to publish my own. I'm going to self-publish. I'm going to learn all about self-publishing, what that looks like, what I got to do. And I did. Started my business, Bright-Headed Publishing. And I thought, well, you know what? I don't want this to happen to other people. So I'm going to
Mm.
help other people. I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to interview other authors and we're going to talk about it. And that's what I did.
Nice.
I started a podcast. It was called BHP Audio Book Club, and I was inviting other authors to come on, and we would promote their book, and I would helping them. And guess what? That's all I did. Why?
Mm.
Because I'm a people pleaser. I don't want to
Okay.
tell anybody no. I've got all these people wanting to come on this podcast. I'm recording with everybody, and guess what? That's all I did for a year. Did I do anything for me? No.
Mm.
I had no strategy. I had no plan. And by the end of that year, I counted up, I interviewed like 100 authors. I was
Mm.
so burnt out, I stopped again.
Must
I
be.
didn't even promote my own book. I'm so busy out here recording and editing and da 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 da. And running a podcast is a lot. And I'm
It
still
is.
working. I still have a family. This is my side gig, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
so all of my time now is this, and I want to help others, but I'm like, man, I'm not even helping me, right? So I stop again. I just stop. And COVID comes, and I've always been somebody who's battled with their weight back and forth, heavy, whatever, whatever. And COVID comes, so now we're all eating our feelings, and I ballooned to probably, I don't know, 275.
Mm-hmm.
And just all these things happen. You've got COVID, you've got um, that happens. I get divorced.
Mm.
Probably shouldn't have been married in the first place. Whole other story. But we're still really good friends. And then he dies of a heart attack. That's
Mm.
horrible.
Yeah.
That's a whole story. I've got all this grief. I don't know what to do. I hate my job. This is just not, what I want to do. I'm
Yeah.
still not this published author. I'm not moving forward, and I'm very disappointed in myself, and I'm probably my worst critic.
Mm.
And I start writing again because I told you I write through my pain.
Yeah.
And I'm heavy, and I don't feel good, and I don't feel good about myself, right?
Right.
And again, so I just all I can do is eat and cry.
Mm.
When you're come to that point where you're like, I know what I need to do,
Right.
but you know
I
what?
don't have
I'm just
the
gonna
I
go.
don't have it to do it right
I'm
now.
just gonna go
Yeah.
eat this bag of chips and go
Yeah. Eat those
closet and watch a
feelings.
movie,
Yeah.
right? So that's what I would do. And I did that for a very long time and then just started writing. And so I wrote my next book, which is called Wait for It. But I didn't know that I was writing a book when I wrote the book, right?
Mm.
And Wait for It is a play on words. It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
WEIGHT,
Right.
right? And I didn't know that I was writing a book when I wrote the book. And so I just started writing this story about this woman, my age, black woman, divorced, kids out of the house, overweight, miserable, depressed, and how she goes on this fanatical journey to lose weight.
Mm.
And in the story, her scale talks to her. So you have, as the reader, have to decide, is that her or is that her scale? Because she's having
Scale.
full-blown conversations. And the scale is not kind, right? When she
Mm.
steps on it, the scale tells her what to do. And the scale tells her, if you do what I tell you to do, you'll be worthy. You'll be enough. You want the numbers to get smaller, and you're going to do exactly what I tell you to get there. You're going to sacrifice everything. You're
Mm.
going to get fanatical. You're going to lose yourself for the numbers on that scale. And that's
That's
what the book's about. The
powerful.
book's not about the beginning, it's not about the end. It is about the messy middle, the
Mm.
sabotage, the negative chatter, the all the things that you do when you're trying to lose weight that we don't talk about. You see
Yeah.
the before and
And
the
you see
after. You
the
see them all the
after.
time. Oh, I
Yep.
was, 300 pounds overweight and I took
Yeah.
this drug and poof, look at me today. Well, okay, well,
Yeah.
what happened? What's all that middle part?
Yeah.
That messy middle is what that book is about. And when
Mm.
I read it out loud, wait for it, became a
Ah, I love that.
right? And so I, from there, as I read it, and because I wrote it in third person, it's not me, it's fiction, but
Mm.
it's not fiction.
Yeah, I mean it is I heard the play on words immediately and I knew, there's something powerful in this because it's not just the weight as in what you physically had in weight, but also the waiting through the process, the waiting to
It is
shift your minds.
it is not the physical weight that breaks us. It is the weight of the pressure to
That's
be what
it. That's
society
it.
tells us to be.
Hmm.
And that is what the book is about. It is about this woman's fanatical journey to get to what she thinks society tells her she should be. And it's all the middle part, the sabotage, the negative chatter, the yo-yo dieting, the just the unsafe, unhealthy.
Yeah.
And in reading this story back, I was like, man, this woman's got issues. You know, she could make changes if she did this.
This,
If
yeah.
she did this. And then I started saying, well, wait a minute, isn't this wow, Kelly? And I
Mm,
could look at myself like a mirror, like in third person. I could remove myself.
yeah.
This was my therapy. This was my $300 an hour therapy. I poured it out into a book. I made it into an audio book. And I said, you know what? I'm launching Brighthead Publishing again. I said, you know what?
Mm,
I'm going to do this right. And I
yeah.
started meditating. I started exercising for me. My scare was the doctor's like, you know what? Pre-diabetic, high blood pressure, take all this medication. I don't think so. You
Yeah.
know what? I want to be around to see my grandchildren and possibly my great grandchildren. I want to live my who what? No. So that was my pivot moment in my head. And from there, I started listening to me. I was meditating, but I wasn't really meditating. So I really
Mm,
thought, you know what? Why something so I heard something one day and it was about listening to everything outside when it's all here. Everything you need is in here.
right.
And so I started listening to me. I
Yeah.
had muffled that voice for so long. And I really, and because COVID made us spend time by
We
ourselves,
had no choice.
you
We
know, I
had no
really,
choice.
I got to really learn
Yeah.
who I was. And
Mm,
I started to like Kelly. I started practicing self-love. Very uncomfortable to tell myself I love me in the mirror. But now, man, please. It's like second nature. But
yeah.
that first I love you, I wasn't sure if I believed it, right? Do I
Mm,
love me? And I thought, well, man, I why do I treat myself worse than I treat a stranger? Why do
that
I talk
part.
to myself horrible, but I'm telling
Yeah.
other people that how great they
They
are?
are.
Why
Yeah.
do I need your validation
Mm,
to make me better? What? What
mm,
is really going on here? And through that, and wait for it, I was able to really figure out what I consider to be, I broke my code. I'm like, okay, I
mm.
get this now. I understand that everything that I need is in me. All
Yeah.
these years, the authentic Kelly is cool as shit.
Mm.
Oh my God. When I was like really hanging out with me, I'm hilarious. I am such a good, loyal, loving person
Mm.
to me, right?
It.
To me. And I made a contract to me that I will never break. I have meetings with me,
Yeah.
right? I'm the CEO of my own life,
That's it.
right? And you think I'm playing? It's on my calendar. I have meetings with me. They're quick, 5-10 minutes. But I go in the mirror. I talk to me. What do we need to do what do we need to do today, Kelly? How's it going? How you feeling? You good? You need anything? Do we need to rest today? We're gonna get. You need grace. What are we gonna do?
We
What's
doing it.
happening?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I have
Mm-hmm.
these meetings with me like I would anybody else if I was on a team or in corporate America or whatever, right? I do
Yeah.
these for me. And then guess what? I can do them for others. So in doing that,
Mm.
I rebuilt Bright-Headed Publishing. This time I have 2 degrees. I have a master's in business and a master's in healthcare administration. I
Well
know how
done.
to do a business plan, right?
That's it.
So I did a business plan for this. I'm like, this time we're deliberate, we're
Yeah.
intentional, we got a plan, we're sustainable, we're gonna build generational wealth. I
That's
changed
it.
my mindset, therefore I changed
My
the business.
mindset. But okay, so let me pause you there for a second because there's so much that came out of what you just said. You changed your mindset. And I want us to talk about how important it is as a paramount part of self-leadership to change your mindset first before you can even help anybody else. in any way, shape, or form. Like, how important do you think that component is in leading your life?
It's kind of like when you're on the plane and they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first and then
Mm,
the person next to you. I get that.
yeah.
And it's very uncomfortable to say no when you're a
Mm.
people pleaser because you're afraid that you're going to lose people. And I'm here to tell you, you probably will.
And
And
that's
it's
the
okay.
thing.
Let them
What?
go. Let
Yes,
them
isn't it?
go.
What makes
It's
us
okay.
so
That,
dependent on
yes,
you need this group or this
yes,
title or that position? Like, be
you do not.
comfortable in knowing that, and you have
Yes.
to be comfortable in standing on your own. What if no
Mm-hmm.
one is around?
Yep.
What
You
does that
have,
life look
yes.
like? You know, are
And
you
that,
willing
but
to do the uncomfortable things? You know?
yes, and so that you have to be willing to deal with the uncomfort. And for me, it was a lot of meditation
Right.
and a lot of trusting myself.
Mm,
Right? It's okay. And doubt to this day still creeps in.
yeah,
I'm
for
not
sure.
perfect.
Yeah.
Right? I talk like I said, I talk to myself every day. Before I jumped on with you, guess what I was doing?
Have
I
a
was in the bathroom holding my
you can do it.
holding my meeting because I'm like, okay, I don't know what to expect, but whatever it is, Kelly, you're gonna be good because you're gonna come with your true, authentic self,
Definitely.
right? And it's gonna be
Definitely.
a great conversation. You're gonna have a great day. It's gonna be a great day today, whatever you do, blah blah blah. Yes, so that's what I do, but it didn't happen overnight. It was a long process. It was very uncomfortable. I did a lot of crying in the
Hmm.
closet. I spent a lot of time by myself. I had a lot of lonely times,
Yeah.
right? Not knowing if it's lonely. And even now here, I live in Aurora, Colorado. I don't know a lot of people here. I
Right.
keep my circle small, and it took me a minute to realize that is intentional. I
Yeah.
didn't really know that it was because I say, well, I want to meet people. I want to get out there. I want to whatever, but I'm also not willing to compromise who I am to be accepted by
Mm.
a group of people anymore. So if that means that I got to go out by myself
Kelly
to
out
go
here just
listen to
preaching,
the
isn't it? Kelly
girl,
just
if I
preaching.
need to go out to the movies because I want to go see the blah
That's
blah blah and there's
it.
nobody to go, if I want to go to a
Go.
baseball game, if I'm comfortable with who I am, that I
Yeah.
can go out and take myself out because I'm great company. But I'm telling you, it took me a long time to get there. So when I
Mm.
built Bright-Headed Publishing this time,
Yeah.
right? I launched it this year, 2025. I relaunched both books. I did an audio book for Wait for It, and then I relaunched.
Right.
Um, and then I told myself, because now I have a business plan and a strategy, I'm just not out here,
Yeah.
right? Because I didn't know
Just
what I was
doing
doing the
anything.
first time.
Yeah.
But it was going to be my goal, my mission to help other, unrepresented voices get their words out there and help you avoid all the pitfalls that I went through, right?
Right.
So I want to help. Now, granted, I'm going to need to make a living at this one day,
Yeah.
but a lot of the
We're gonna
stuff that
need
I
to. Yeah.
offer, a
Yeah.
lot of the stuff that I offer right now is free.
Right. Right.
Go to my
Right.
website and you can get a free guide right now. It's called So You Want to Write a Book. It's
Mm-hmm.
44 pages
Wow.
of information that
Wow.
you need if you want to know how to write a book. Why is it free? Guess because all the information in the guide is free,
Yeah.
but it's scattered all over the
Yeah. The
internet.
world. Yeah.
I just put it for you in one place. And what bothers me is when people take information like that, I get it. You took the time, you gathered it, and then they put it behind a paywall,
Yeah.
right? And it's free. It's free information. So I want to make that free to you to help you get your words out there.
Mm.
One day, if you're looking for a publisher, it may not be me, and that's okay. If
Yeah.
I helped you on that journey, if you got your words out there, that was the goal.
You know what? I am hearing so many different things from there's a lot of unlearning we have to do if we really want to progress. I'm also hearing that it's okay to not just start over, but to stop, pause, reflect, recognize that there's some things you may not have done okay at, and do it again, right?
Yeah.
And not discard. Because I think a lot of the times we tend to feel like, well, it didn't work, so maybe it's not gonna ever work. And I so commend you for saying, no, it is gonna work. Is the idea I had in mind. It just wasn't the right time, or maybe it wasn't the right process, or maybe the strategies weren't in place enough. Let's do this again, because oftentimes we drop ideas, we discard them, we feel like maybe we weren't the ones to put them out there in the first place. So I commend you for that. And that's a huge lesson to know that you don't have to just completely go from 100 to 0. You can navigate through and adjust and just go again. Is that a typical maybe way in which you functioned in your life in general, where it's like, okay, this isn't quite working how it's supposed to, let me figure it out and then go again? Is that typical for you?
I learned a long time ago that anything good is worth working for, and that if you cut corners, you're probably going to get a half done work.
Right,
And I'm not an advocate of mediocrity. I've
right.
never been an advocate of mediocrity. The way that I raise my kids, we are not going to be mediocre.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that. We're not just going to do just the least amount
Just
to
enough.
get by.
Just enough.
That
Yeah.
bothers me.
Yeah.
And so if you do something and it doesn't work, it's not a failure, it's a lesson.
That's it.
Right? So you take what you learned and then you reprocess and you try again. And if you have to try 4, 5, 8, 20 times, it doesn't matter. If it's truly your dream, then you'll make it happen. But you have to do all the things to make it happen. And sometimes the universe will give you lessons to tell you that maybe you need to pivot. It's okay to
Mm,
break. For me, it was, I really want to do something that's sustainable. I
right.
don't want to just be out here peddling books, buy my book, buy my book, buy
Yeah.
my book. That's not sustainable to me,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? If I have a publishing company, if I publish people, well, you got to be able to offer them something. I
Yeah.
don't want to just take your money and call myself a publisher and then put you on Amazon. Okay, we're good. No. I
Mm,
want to be able to, if you give me your money, I want to be able to give you something of value in
value. Yeah.
return. I expect the same. If I give you my money, I want something of value in return, and I don't think it's such a bad thing to pay for value if it's
Mm,
worth it to me. So if I can offer you a full-blown marketing plan of things outside the algorithm, because we're going to BTA. Yeah, we can use social media, we can do a real post, whatever. But let's really talk about connecting you with your readers. Let's talk
that's
about
right.
doing some book signings,
Yeah.
some virtual book signings. Let's create a whole mobile virtual book fair.
Yeah.
Let's do things outside the algorithm that you can do as an author wherever you are. That's not going to break the bank,
Mm,
right? That I'm going to help you do to help you get your words out there. And your royalties, most of them would be yours.
that's right.
Right? I mean, that's your work, those are your words. That's what I want to do. So I think honestly I'll be ready to really offer somebody a full-blown marketing plan 2026 because right now I'm in the trenches. It's not theory. I don't want to offer you theory. I want to offer you real life. This is what I did. This is what happened. This is why we're going to do it for you. These are
Right.
the connections that I've made to help you promote your book. And I want to be able to offer you something because too many people, they don't offer. They talk about it and then they don't deliver.
Hmm. Why do you feel so? Before we track on that, do you feel like as Black women, we are expected, or there's a unspoken rule of excellence that is expected to be achieved? Or do you think that is just it just comes down to personality and lived experiences?
I would love for it to come down to personality. Oh man, wouldn't that be the perfect world? But unfortunately, no.
Right.
I think Black women, we have a lot of things that are put upon us,
Yeah.
that are placed upon us that are not necessarily us.
Right.
Again, things that we're supposed to be that we're not. Now, I believe that Black women are incredibly resilient. and we're strong and we're unique. And yes, we are the blueprint. And I learned the other day, which totally just solidified. Black women are the only women that can produce all colors on the planet,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm.
No other woman can do
Can
that.
do
That
that.
is
Yeah.
power, which and it makes me laugh. So I have a different perspective. I feel like the black woman has gone through what she has because of her power and the fear of her power, right? So I look at it in a different way. So I kind of use that as motivation because every time I put something out, I'm like, yeah, man, my power.
I am
I
you
already know I'm
listen.
powerful in what I do. And so, like I said, I changed my mindset. I don't play the race card. You can
Right.
go there if you want to with me, and yes, I know I'm a black woman, but when I'm out here doing my thing,
I'm just
I
out here
don't
doing my
play
thing.
that
Yeah.
card unless you play that card,
Right.
right? I come to you authentically as an author, publisher promoting her work.
That's
You
it.
know, I'm Kelly first.
Mm.
Black is just happens to be the color of my avatar.
That's
My
it.
soul, my soul don't have a color, baby, because
Mhm.
I'm like that. I'm real. And when I
Yeah.
leave this planet, I don't even know what I'll be.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, this is what I am. This is who I am. This is what I'll be. But don't label me a
Right.
black woman and then tell me what that's supposed to
To
be.
look like.
I'll tell you
Mm.
what Kelly is.
Yeah.
I'm Kelly first. I'm black second. Remember that. I am Kelly first.
Mm-hmm.
Black second, whatever room I walk into. If you choose to see my blackness first, well, then okay, that's
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But I'm going
Yeah.
to always bring you Kelly,
That's
right?
it.
Regardless. And so I hate the race thing. I do, especially in the times that we live in because we lean on it a lot. I get it. I do. I get it. And I know I'm going to get backlash for saying that, but this is me being authentic,
Yeah.
right? Me not caring if this makes you feel uncomfortable. Me not
Yeah.
caring if you agree with me. You don't have to agree with me.
Yeah.
But what you're not going to do is you're not going to tear me down because you
Because of
disagree.
it. That's
We
it.
can have a spirited, heated, beautiful conversation. We
Yeah.
can learn from one another. I may not agree with you, but I am so on board with learning why you think the way that you do. So I can
Mm.
put myself in your place and understand. I don't have to agree with it, but I am always on the path for understanding. I
Right.
feel like everything that the universe tells me is about understanding. It's not necessarily
Mhm.
about accepting. It's
Right.
about understanding,
Mm.
right? I don't have to accept your hate, but
Mm.
I understand why you may
Why it
not
might
like other
exist.
people,
Yeah.
right? I get it. I get it. And to the core, honestly, I think we all want one thing, and that is to be happy.
That's true.
Even the
Well,
person on the corner spewing the hate
yeah.
still wants to be happy. They
Yeah.
still want their family to be safe. They
Yeah.
still want to be loved,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We all want the same things as people. And so one day, and I don't know if I'll see it in my lifetime, I wish that race wasn't a thing, that we didn't have to
Mm.
check the box, that I didn't have to identify that I'm just whoever,
Yeah.
right? I'm just Kelly. Kelly
Mm.
first. Wouldn't matter. I could be polka dotted. Who cares? And that's what I tell my daughter. In this world, you're always going to find people who are going to find a reason not to like you for the color of your skin. You're not going to be able to change their opinion. So don't, but always show up and be authentic and never apologize. You can't change who you are, and nor should you want to. Be
And
you
and
all
you
the time.
and you can't change other people either. You can't change their opinions. You
Hmm.
can't change their thought process and mindset. You can't change how they're going to lead. You can't change the opportunities they present. Like that is literally out of your control. Why even bother to try to control it? Is what I'm
And
hearing.
that is the first step to not being a people pleaser.
Yeah.
Realizing that you what you do, you can't control their reaction, their
Yeah.
thoughts, nor should you want to. What I can control is me,
Yeah.
right? And so that's what I focus on, me, what I have control of. And then, if you want to, come join me or whatever, yeah, come on. Like I
Yeah.
said, I'm building a table. I'm inviting others. Everybody's welcomed. Am I really trying to motivate and really focus on black women? Yes, but I'm here to help anybody who wants help. But black women first, man. Because just because in my experience black women haven't always been welcoming of me, doesn't
Mm.
mean that I'm not welcoming to
Of
black
them.
women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't know every black woman. So I'm not
True.
going to put a
True.
label on you and don't put one on me. If
Mm.
you're down with me, you want to, be a part of this platform, cross collaborate, whatever. Yeah, I'm open to that, regardless of who you are. But especially the black women, because we're so underrepresented, I
Yeah.
really want us to build a community. But since I've been out here doing this, I haven't had a lot of black women approach me, really.
Right.
And I've been out
Right.
here, and I'll keep being out here.
And there's that thing of collaboration, right? That I want to kind of touch on a little bit. But you made mention of it just now where you said, I'm trying to build the table. I'm trying to build the room. And I'm welcoming you and I want you to come and join me. But if you don't, it's fine. But if you do, great. Right? So talk to me about collaboration. How important is it to you, but also why? Why collaborate?
I think collaboration is so important in this space because you can introduce me to people that I may have never come across,
Right.
and vice versa. We can help one another promote, market. We can help one another get the visibility and exposure that we're both out here. We're both out here trying to do it. We're stronger together than by ourselves, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I may be able to, you know, you're an author. Hey, come on my show. I'll
Yeah.
promote you to my audience, see, and then you'll pay it forward and so on. Now look, we're building a whole community, and
Yeah.
now guess what, it's just normal. It's not even like a thing. It's just how we build
Yeah.
as black women, as authors. As you have to start somewhere. And there's a quote, I always thought it was Buddha, but somebody told me it was Gandhi.
Mm.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Mm.
Right? And it was Gandhi that said it. Although, it's funny. I always thought it was Buddha, but it's Gandhi.
It's gone, yeah.
And I always think about that. And
Mm.
that, sometimes we sit back and think, man, I wish somebody would do this, or man, I wish somebody would do that, right? And then one day I thought, well,
Why isn't that somebody me?
why can't that be me, right? Why don't you be the change that you want to see,
See,
Kelly?
yeah,
Why don't you
yeah,
actually do something different this time?
yeah.
You want a different result? Do something different.
That's it.
This feels different this time around. Even my daughter came to me the other day and she's like, Mom, your whole vibe feels different than the last time you tried to launch your company. I said, yeah, because I feel authentic, I feel strategic, I feel
Closer to who
deliberate.
Kelly is. Yeah, closer to who Kelly is.
This
And now,
feels real.
yeah, yeah,
I said the other one felt like I was just trying out here to promote a book and be what these guys told me to. Now I'm promoting me. And
yeah,
the books are an extension of me. The company is an extension of me. But I truly want to help you. If you're
yeah.
down for that, come on.
That's excellent. And I mean, as we start to wrap up, because Kelly, we could talk for hours, I feel like. But as we start to wrap up, what's one thing, like if any younger Kelly was listening in and feeling trapped in that performative state, feeling unsure of themselves, feeling like their mindset isn't quite there yet in terms of their own self leadership, like what is one thing or advice you would give that Kelly?
I think if I could go back and talk to young Kelly, I would tell young Kelly to listen to young Kelly.
Mm,
All too many times, I can remember coming up with ideas or thoughts and pushing that out and be like, no, that's dumb. That's stupid. No, that's stupid. And
mm,
not listening to myself and listening to others and let others directing me on my path. Listen, honor who you are. Listen to yourself
yeah,
first.
yeah.
And please do not let others inflict their fears on you. That's what
Mm,
naysayers do. They inflict their fears upon you. Ooh, do you really want to publish that book? That sounds scary.
mm,
You're gonna go do that book signing? What if nobody goes? Don't let them inflict their fears upon you. Honor yourself first. Do
yeah,
it. Don't have regrets. Don't do it. Don't Life is too short. We are not on this planet for that long. It's all just a test anyway.
that's Kelly just out here preaching, just preaching. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Kelly.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
for being,
you.
yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Oh my God. I just, whew, I could talk all day. So thank you for allowing me to just spew my story and
Yeah,
just
of
tell
course.
my story. And, I had the opportunity, I got the courage to tell the story, right?
Mm,
To be authentic, to tell my journey, and to really build something sustainable. And
yeah.
thank you for your help with me doing that on my journey. Everybody that I encounter that allows me to come on their podcast and speak, I appreciate the space that they're creating
Yeah.
for me and for others. So, no, I thank you. You honor me by allowing me to spend my time with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. That's super powerful because sometimes, it's important to understand how others are feeling in this space. So I really appreciate that. And for all the listeners out there, Kelly has so much to offer. Please go and check out all that she has going on, especially if you're an author or you're interested in publishing or you need a publisher. I'm directing you to Kelly's
Join
way.
our book club too. We have a new book club, so we're looking for members.
See, so there you go. Stay connected with Kelly. But until then, thank you so much, Kelly, and thank you so much to whoever is listening, wherever you're listening from. I truly appreciate you.
Thank you.
Now, if this episode spoke to you, share it. Don't keep it a secret. Don't gatekeep. Send it to that woman who you know needs to hear. You are not alone. And your leadership still matters. I'll repeat that. You are not alone. And your leadership matters. And wherever you listen, please subscribe to the LeadHer Shift Podcast or head on over to our website, theleadhershift.com, to connect with us there. This movement is about more than just leadership. It's about building something better. I'd love to hear your story because your voice matters, because the world is ready for your authority. The question is, are you?